Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank TEDx COEP for having me here today. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. So, my name is Shreya Siddhan Gaudar, and today I'm here to share my story. As heart wrenching it has been an equally humbling experience for me. So, back in 2016, I was an 18-year-old engineering student at MIT Manipal. I had dreams and aspirations like any other 18-year-old would have had. On 28th September 2016, my life took an unexpected and an unimaginable turn. And my life was never going to be the same again. I had come home, which is in Pune, for 1 week's vacation, and while I was traveling back to my college, it's about one night bus journey from here to Manipal. At around 5 a.m. The bus driver dozed off and he lost control over the bus. This led to the bus getting overturned completely, and it was dragged for about 100 meters or so. And during this tragic accident, I sustained a lot of grievous injuries. The list is a bit long. My right forearm was completely crushed. My left forearm was dangling through some muscles and skin. I had a bad injury on my right knee. My abdomen was completely filled with wounds, and my skin was peeling off places. A deep injury on my shin, and there were certain cuts on my face as well, and had sustained a minor head injury too. From there, I was rushed to the hospital immediately in Manipal. Doctors couldn't save my right forearm because the magnitude of damage was immense. And they did try to save my left forearm, but they were unsuccessful because I developed infection, and eventually they had to amputate my left forearm as well. You see, I did not know about my right forearm's amputation, uh, and I wasn't even much aware of what was exactly happening around me. And just 2 or 3 days after my accident, my parents came to the ICU, and they revealed to me that both my forearms had to be amputated because of the amount of injuries I had sustained. And eventually, they did tell me that this was the most heartbreaking thing they had to ever do as parents. When they told me about the amputation, honestly, I did not know how to react or what to say. I mean, this news hit my consciousness like a paralyzing dart. I was too dumbstruck to say anything, but my parents, they assured me that there are a few treatments and options available, and they would support me in every possible way just to ensure that I would be independent again. After that, few days later, when I was still in the hospital, I saw my stumps for the first time. As the bandages unraveled, I saw that it was all black, and bits of skin was falling apart, and fresh blood was oozing out. It was a gory sight, and that sight is something that I haven't forgotten till date. I felt like someone had punched me in my guts. I think I had been condemned to an existence I would never choose. But you see, I had to surrender myself to the amputation. The most personal and basic needs, such as going to the washroom, wiping my nose, and even wiping my bottom, had been taken away from me, with the exception of walking, breathing, or swallowing my food. I was dependent on my mother for every little thing. Nevertheless, I'm grateful that I've had my mom as my mom, because she did anything and everything just to ensure that I was comfortable. But you see, that guilt of being dependent on someone was always present. I was engulfed by a lot of self-bred negativity. You see, it's very difficult to stay positive every day when you have to wake up and see stumps instead of your hands, and a sense of helplessness was dawning on me. Every day was a struggle, and that feeling was really unsettling. I used to often ask my mother, why me, or why have I been heaped with such a lot of adversity. And she said this one thing that you have to deal with so much of adversity at such a young age because you can face it, and if you cannot, then I don't know who else can. And the way she was supporting me, I realized that I couldn't give up on myself so soon. You need to have the heart to see something good even in the worst situation. Despite everything that had happened in those few months, I decided that I wanted to choose life, and that's what I started doing. Of course, I had lost my forearms, but I hadn't lost my legs. So, and most importantly, I hadn't lost my will to live. Within a few days, I trained my toes to operate my phone, my laptop, and Kindle, and even the television remote, since I had to keep myself busy. Also, I'm an avid reader, so I learned to flip the pages of books and newspapers with my stumps, and that is how I managed to keep myself busy. You see, when I was still in the hospital, my parents had told me that I could either go for prosthetic hands, which are the artificial limbs, or I could opt for hand transplant. I know it's a fairly new concept, which I'll talk about more. And I also got to know that hand transplant had been carried out in India thrice till that time, and all three cases were successful. But before opting for such a big surgery, I first decided to try out the prosthetic hands. You see, I've used both the mechanical as well as the electronic prosthetic hands. And honestly, I despise them to the core because they were heavy, manly, they had hooks and bells going all around, and they had no feminine feature whatsoever. And the person who fit me with the prosthetic hands, he told me that I would be able to do 60% of my work, but honestly I never reached even 6%. The issue with these prosthetic hands is that you cannot put them in water. So I could never carry out any of the personal hygiene related activities, and as an amputee, I thought this was the foremost thing that I needed to do, which are all the personal hygiene related activities, but I just couldn't do them with the prosthetic hands. And I did feel that prosthetic hands aren't of greater use to the bilateral upper limb amputees, because they don't really help much, and that still you're still left with significant dependence and disability. And the prospect of leading my life of another 50 years with the help of prosthetic hands was mind numbing, and I thought I was under no obligation to lead a life without forearms because of someone else's mistake. My disdain for prosthetic hands made me consider bilateral hand transplant as the best possible option for my case, and I thought it was my only hope. Also, I did know that signing up for such kind of a surgery came with its own pros and cons. uh, because you see, this surgery is quite complicated and extensive. It's a lifelong commitment because I had to take immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of my life, and there can be few serious side effects as well eventually. But again, they may or may not arise. No one can guarantee those things. Also, unlike the other internal organ transplant, I'm sure you guys must be aware of kidney transplant, heart transplant, liver transplant. A hand transplant recipient has to undergo extensive therapy and rehabilitation to gain a certain basic functionality in the new hands. And also, it depends on the level of your amputation. As to the higher the amputation is, the more time you will need to rehabilitate yourself. But eventually, after undergoing a lot of mandatory tests and scans, I was deemed as a fit candidate for the surgery. And the only thing with hand transplant is that Uh, Many people are aware of the internal organ transplants, and so they readily donate the organs of their loved ones once they have been declared brain dead. But it's not the case with hand transplant, because hands are external organs, and you see, it uh, there are certain cultural beliefs associated with respect to donating external organs. But I think I was extremely fortunate to get a suitable donor match just about 1 year after my accident. And the thing was, I was going to get male hands, and my doctor did ask me if I had any kind of apprehension that I would be receiving male hands. The answer for me was a straight no, because I knew how much getting hands meant, and how much I would be grateful that I would, I would be undergoing this surgery. So on 9th August 2017, after almost 14 hours of surgery, I became the first person in Asia to undergo a bilateral above elbow hand transplant, and also the first female in the world to receive male forearms. And on 10th August, after almost 1 year without forearms, I felt complete again. I cannot express the amount of happiness or even the amount of gratitude I felt after seeing my forearms for the first time. Of course, I felt immense gratitude for my donor and his parents. I have met my donor's parents quite a few times, and all they have ever said is that they have willingly and wholeheartedly donated most of their son's organs. And I feel a certain amount of pride in saying that he is still alive and successful today, including me. And I will be eternally grateful because despite their hour of grief and pain, they decided to donate his hands and his other organs as well. You see, a transplant can be life altering. Just a day after my transplant, my parents pledged to donate their organs. Eventually, I too pledged to donate my organs, and few of my close friends and their parents have pledged to donate their organs as well. Of course, my post transplant journey wasn't easy because I was constantly down with terrible infections for the first 1 year due to a compromised immune system. I was also undergoing extensive physical rehabilitation to gain functionality. But just about in a month, I'll be completing 4 years of the transplant, and it gives me immense joy to say that I can do most of my day-to-day activities without anyone's assistance. I can feed myself, dress myself, do all of the personal hygiene related activities, and I can write as well. So yeah, it's something that I call this transplant as my miracle. It has made me independent again. Of course, a few limitations still persist, but they don't bother me as much. And all I can say is I'm extremely grateful for this second shot at life. Uh, and I endured a lot of physical pain and mental agony, but this has forged me into who I am today. It has helped me to grow and transform as an individual. No accident could take away my willpower, grit, and determination. You see, life is not always waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. Tough times are inevitable and you have to face them. Uh, Also, there is no such thing as constant happiness. It's okay to not be happy all the time. You do not have to unnecessarily show to the world that you're constantly happy or contented. Uh, uh, I I feel sometimes tough times are necessary for personal growth. And you see, it comes from great understanding that the way you feel about a certain situation, about a certain tough situation, changes over time, as it will change your perception as well. It changes your perception as well, and that power solely belongs to you. As time passes by, you will realize that what those difficult times were trying to teach you. You will grow from it, you will learn from it, you will be wiser because of those tough times. Of course, it is not going to happen straight away. Obviously, there will be a lot of times when you'll find that the path ahead is bleak and murky. You might not be able to see light at the end of the tunnel for months or for years. But trust me, those are the times when you should truly persevere. You have to be patient because in time it will all make sense. Obviously, these situations are bound to cause a lot of mental pain. In some situations, it will even cause a lot of physical pain. But after all of the things that I've had to endure in the last few years, I believe that pain is something truly amazing because you are tend to be blinded by how much it hurts you at that particular moment. But the creativity and motivation that pain can breed is something truly amazing. At the end of pain, a greater self love awaits. And I would like to end this talk by quoting Swami Vivekanand, in which he says that your will has infinite strength. Once you set yourself on a goal and do not give up, your infinite strength within will carve the path to your goal. There is infinite potential within you. Unlock it by choosing to focus your will on your goal. Thank you so much.